Hello, again I'm here to talk about absolute and relative referencing, the difference between relative and absolute referencing. So we are here using this data to calculate totals, the vertical and the horizontal totals. So I want us to have the sum here, so I'll select that and click on auto sum, and then I have this number as the total and I'll copy that as a formula. So when you select this, for our formula bar, we have the formula. How did we get to that number? It is C4 added to figures in between there, all the way from C4 to F4, the sum of all the way from C4 to F4, ndizo hizo. And then we want the same for the next one, for the salesman Carl, kutoka hapa C5 sababu yako 5 to F5. So we can copy the formula and see whether that is happening. So let us see for the salesperson Carl, sum yake ni ngapi, because we have copied the formula. It is C5 to F5. What about the other person, Edwin? C7 to... What is making this formula copy itself in this way? It is because it is using something called relative reference. It is relating depending on what happened here. Ina relate ni kutoka cells zenye ziko 5 steps from the right or the left to all the way to 1 step to the left. So ina relate, inafanya the same kwa kwenda zingine, but that might not be so much helpful when we come to calculating commission. Let us see. So commission tutaipata kupitia 10% of the total sales. 10% of the total sales. Huyu mtu akiuza sales atapata commission ya 10% of what they have sold. So every formula starts with an equal sign, so is equals to 10% of means multiplication, so ninatumia multiplication from my keyboard, multiplied by this one, and then I enter. So 10% of this is 61.1, which is true. Then let us copy the formula and see what we get. Tunapata 0. Tunapata hakuna kitu. Kwa nini? Imetumia A15. A15 ni gani? Ni hapa. What do we have in A15? We don't have a value. So if you multiply by G5, which is this one, what we get is a 0. Why? Hapa hatuna kitu. Kwa nini imechukua hii na tulitaka hii 10%? Because it is using still relative reference. It is relating how many, the number of steps from the cell I'm calculating in to the cell that I got my first value the first time. So that is what we need to change. That is what we need to change. So meaning here we need to use something called absolute reference. Absolute reference is telling the formula that I want to get the value from this cell throughout the calculation, throughout, even though I will copy the formula to other cells, where tumia tu ya hii cell. Okay, so how do we go about that? We start with the equal sign, then we click on the cell that has the value, and then we make it absolute. Making it absolute, it usually have dollar signs. Itapata dollar signs, so ndio kuiambia ushinde ukirudia hiyo. And in this case if you have kwa your keyboard unaweza press F4, unaweza chagua F4 ndio ifanye absolute, nipate hizo dollar signs. So dollar A, dollar 14 ni kusema both the row and the column and the row are absolute. Rudia hiyo mpaka ufanye. So tumeifanya absolute kutumia key F4, ama tumeifanya hivyo kutumia F4 on the keyboard, and then you multiply with this, enter. So the answer is the same there, but now let us copy the formula and see what we'll get. Yes, we have values. Why? Let us see. Kwa hii ya pili ilipata nini? A14 multiplied by G5. Kwa hii ingine A14, yes, we told it for commission, get the value from this. If tungefanya hii ingine absolute pia ingechukua value kutoka hii cell throughout, but we left this one to be relative. We left G4 to be relative and made A14 absolute. So this is absolute, this is relevant, relative, sorry. Absolute doesn't change, relative keeps on changing, na ndio maana hii imechange, imeenda ingine, hii ikachange ikaenda ingine, etc. So of course we had that one, inatupea stories zingine. So that is it for absolute and relative referencing. So thank you.